Hello, people. We are back. Act 2 the podcast. Did you press the button? Mm-hmm. You press the fucking button?
I pressed the
Act 2 the podcast, episode 159. We are back. It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-host with the most.
And we back for another episode of us. We out there on Facebook, act2thepodcast.com, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Player FM, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. All platforms. All you gotta do is type in Act 2 the podcast, and we'll pop up somewhere. So let's get right to it. How are you?
I'm good. I feel a little tired. I need a bump. No, like a bump of that caffeine.
I know what you was talking about. That want a bump. I knew what you was talking about.
Oh, I forgot that's what the name.
That's what it's called. That's why I went right to it. Like, want a bump? You want a bump of caffeine? I wish I would see you snorting a line of caffeine.
Nah, you know I wouldn't even play like that.
You better drink 3 cups of coffee.
I know, but coffee doesn't have that effect on me that I know. Like I like
maybe an espresso would.
Yeah, I like coffee for the taste, but I don't feel like when people, I can drink coffee at night and people are like, how can you, because it's just good to me.
Have you ever had espresso?
I don't think so.
Strong shit.
Maybe a sip, but I didn't care for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. But
I've never had one. I've always thought like,
I think it would make you too racy. Yeah, I think it would make you too racy.
I definitely wouldn't have one now, but I never had an espresso.
Yeah. I am doing well. I feel good. Other than being tired, mentally, I'm feeling good. I'll say I'm a 10. All is good. I'm not stressed about anything. Have a peace, a level of peace about me, and I feel good. So no issues there. Fine. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Maybe I'm getting taller. Financially, a 9, just looking to have a great year financially. Have God bless us and allow us to bless others, and not just financially, but 9 there. Work is a 10. I'm excited about work. New year, got some new things going on, new initiatives. Ready to step up and do my thing.
Corporate world love that word, initiatives.
Yeah.
Initiatives.
Yeah. So all good.
I mean, we doing some shit.
Physically, I'm a 10. I feel great. Didn't make it to the gym today, but I'm not beating myself up about it. I've been doing good. I feel good.
Been doing more than you have
in a long time. So in the last 5 years, since 2000.
And you've been sticking with that, like not like 2 times a week, 3 times a week. You've been trying to go
as
every day.
Often as possible. Yeah, as often as possible. Working it into my schedule. Today, I like just missed my baby. I didn't even think about it. Like I could have left and met him like around the corner, but
especially if he was that close.
Yeah. So, but that's good. I still feel good with the progress that I'm making. So I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. I feel good.
Cool.
That was my fastest. How are you ever?
That's good. That's good. You got right to the point.
How are you?
Mentally, I feel like a 10. I feel good. I feel sharp. Nothing's dragging me down. Nothing's, on my mental load. I'm off that.
Okay.
And that's going to fuck with me.
Okay.
I want 3 or 4 of them back to back to back. So, yeah, I feel good mentally, and nothing's dragging me down, like I said.
You said you're a 10?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a 10. Finances is a 9. They're growing and growing and growing. We're doing what we're supposed to do. And, happy about that. Work, I would think, is a 10 because we got decisions made yesterday. So we actually working. Finally. We're actually doing shit. More videos to come about the Space Goat's beard. So we just want some progress to happen first before we show some stuff. But that's gonna be fun. So I'm happy about that. Physically, I feel like a 10. Still in the gym every day. I can't believe that. I go to the gym every day. I don't
Who'd have thunk it?
Wanting to when I come home, and I know I have the option not to, or I can tell myself the same thing she did. Like, I'm happy with the progress. I don't want to beat myself up, but it's just something about it that I have to go, and I think I've like trained myself or trained my body into feeling weird when I don't go. So yeah, who, like you said, who would have thunk it that I'd be going every day?
Do you foresee like when the weather changes? How we love like an outdoor thing. Do you foresee when the weather changes, you kind of like breaking it up a little bit, or is it like you have to go to the gym or you just have to work out?
No, I have to do cardio. That's what I have to do.
Right. So like, you know how when
yeah,
we would go to the park,
yeah,
ride
I'm good
bikes,
with
run
that.
up the hill.
I'm good with that. Like as long
Some
as
tennis.
yeah, as long as I'm doing something and not like, you know, just walking. Like I don't want to just walk around the track.
I mean, we like to walk leisurely, but I'm talking about a workout.
Yeah. Especially if it's nice outside. That's like the best, breathing some air in. Yeah.
And that's a different beast when you walking and jogging outside than...
And we could put a kettlebell or two in the car.
And I think, you know, we have been trying to increase our stamina with a little bit of a jog, like a 60-second. And we've been doing good with that. But it's still like, okay, 60 seconds is 60 seconds. But I think for me, running outside, it feels better than running. Because like running on
how long do you have to go before you go a minute and 10?
You stepped it up to a minute and 10?
I stepped it up to a minute and 20.
Oh, you ain't never tell me.
That don't mean I'm do that every day, but I went to a minute and 20.
Did you do that today without me?
No, I just did a minute.
I was going to say, because I don't want you to step it up without me, because I need to make sure you're okay.
No, I just did a minute.
All right. Not like because I want to do it.
When do you think, like, because it's not easy. So
I wanted to feel like easy. The minute was like not a struggle. You know what I try to do? I try to go as long as I can without looking at the clock. And I keep finding myself looking at the clock at 30 seconds.
Right.
I want to find myself making it to 45 seconds. And
what are you listening to? Are you listening to the same thing? Why don't you listen to something that escalates? Do you have a song that you can play that, like maybe your fourth song? Because that's around when that time happens, but it escalates.
I don't know. I gotta like plan
something
that out
on
in
Watch
my head.
The Throne, because that's that's
banger. My favorite. Yeah,
but
I gotta plan that out in my head. But yeah, that's what I try to do. Like, all right, just go feel good. Like, don't even worry about the clock. Like, you know, it ain't a minute yet. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Look down
and then
it's 22 seconds.
All right, you doing good. You doing good. Damn, it's 27. It's like, what the hell? And then after that, I'm good because then I hit like 45, and it's like, even if I wanted to quit, 15 seconds. Like, once you hit 45, you're at 51. Then it's like, you can do anything for 9 seconds. Yeah. Like, I always tell myself that it's 9 seconds. You can bear the brunt of anything for 9 seconds.
Maybe not anything, but I agree that a lot of things you can.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of things you can.
So that's why I kind of...
More things than not.
Yeah, that's what I kind of tell myself. Like,
so there's no number in your head of, like, because just to say we've done the run probably 20 times. So...
It wasn't a number in my head. It was a feeling I was going for.
That's what I was going for. It's not
I wanted the minute to... I wanted not to finish the minute and be like... Now, I can say, un poquito, I don't feel as... Mondays are the worst.
Really?
Because
that's
you
my
haven't...
best day.
No, for me, because I haven't done it Saturday and Sunday.
But that's my energy. It's like I have the best day. I was off Saturday and Sunday. Wednesday, today, like yesterday, those be my worst days. Then Thursday, and then on Friday, I'm good too.
No, I'm talking about just the run part of it. It's like, oh my God, I got to get this stamina back up again. So for me, I can say I feel a little less winded, but... And then it makes a difference too on how fast, because sometimes I do the 3.6 on the treadmill, sometimes I do the 3.5. And believe it or not, that 0.1 makes a difference.
But I looked over and you're running on 4.7. I don't like it. We're running on 5.2.
No, 4.7 is comfortable for me.
Okay. I'm just saying.
You forget your legs are double the size of mine.
You're right. Wows and woes, what you got? Ups, downs, stops and goes, blacks and whites.
My wow was just, kind of lingering on a great birthday weekend. A great birthday week, I should say. Still feeling blessed and grateful. Nothing, splendiferous has happened, but I made that up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
whoa there, Nelly. Splendiferous.
That just sounds good, like awesome, amazing. But I feel good.
Webster ain't put that in there.
Yeah, but so my wow was just having another week. It's funny because somebody was like, January is here forever. You figure we got a whole nother week and it's still gonna be January. But I feel good. No complaints, taking it day by day, just grateful for just breathing and living and having you.
That's something to be grateful for.
Yeah, that's
breathing.
a wow.
That's, a big thing to be grateful for. Kind of need air.
Yeah. I don't have a woe. I my small woe. I started feeling like I'm missing my babies again, but that's about it. It's one of them things like I guess this is, Lord knows I am not comparing my family or our family moving away to somebody passing away in no way, shape, or form. It's one of those life changes where you kind of got to go through the 1 year cycle. You know what I mean? So you hit the first holiday when they're not there, the next, or the first person's birthday, the next kid's birthday, then my birthday, and it's like still going through that 1 year cycle. So it's kind of that thing like, I have always tried with my birthday to do adult stuff, and then I always include my kids with the birthday, like whether a bowling party with the kids but for my birthday, or skating with the kids for my birthday, to incorporate them. So that's the small woe. Yeah, how about you?
My woe is that I'm back in traffic, and I hate it. The route I got to take now to go to work is just fucking traffic, and everybody knows about 76. The shit was out of style, obsolete before it was built, and it's hectic. It's hectic no matter when you on it. But if you up in the like any above the Philadelphia area, if you want to get home, you gotta like get on that thing and move. Otherwise, it's terrible. And I don't even know what can be done about it. It's just like here, just traffic and just sit in it. I don't know. It's just bad. I don't know what you can do about something like that.
And I was gonna say for you, like it really isn't an alternate route.
It is, but I got to take the turnpike. I got to pay money. It's like, why do I have to do this every day? It becomes like a nuisance. Now, if it gets so bad, I will take the turnpike.
Well, that was something I didn't know that's what your response was going to be, because I was going to say, would you rather take a more convenient route somewhere that costs a little extra, or save money and it be like not as convenient?
I'd rather take a convenient route and
pay a little extra.
I want to spend my money on what makes my life convenient.
Yeah, I asked that because it's just something.
Memories and convenience is what I want to spend my money on. I don't care like what happens in life, but convenience and memories.
Yeah, the reason what made me think to ask that, I found that I have been getting, I don't want to say getting off the wrong exit on a turnpike. I've been getting off the exit that Siri tells me. But what that means is when I get off the exit on turnpike, then got to get on another highway on 295. Well, I found out I can go 2 more exits and be right on the road where Target is, and don't have to get on 295. And I kind of did it by mistake the other day, because I rode past my exit and I'm like, wait a minute, this says that, and then when I seen
that's more on the turnpike.
But that's why I was saying. So instead of me paying $3.10 to get off, it was $4.25. But I didn't have to worry about getting on 295 on the highway again. I'm like,
well, that's what the turnpike is for.
Yeah, I said an extra, what's that? $3.10 to an extra $1.15, or maybe it's $3, whatever it was, an extra $1. I'm like, I don't mind paying an extra $1 to not have to worry about the highway.
Yeah, but it's getting out of control with the charging of the money on the highway.
Well, yeah, you with the Easy Pass is different.
And what they're doing in New York, like you have to pay a congestion tax to get into Manhattan now.
Yeah, I heard. But wait, before we go any further, what's your wow?
Oh, my wow is that I'm just back on this Goats Bear thing, and I seen my fellas today. I wasn't working with my guys for like a week or two, and they was back on the job today. So I wasn't by myself and lonely. I had jokes, I had laughter, I had some people to talk some shit to. So
well, wait a minute. I tried to occupy your day and try to call you and talk to you, and
you do.
Okay. But it's not the same as being in person.
No.
You want me to come to work with you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I can work from anywhere. I can set up my laptop anywhere and work.
Of course you can. No. What we talking about?
Well, you was talking about New York City.
That was just the congestion tax that they have up there when you coming out of the tunnels going into Manhattan. If you're going into downtown Manhattan, you got to pay an extra $15. So already $20 for the tunnels, and it's going to cost $35 to go into downtown Manhattan.
It makes me wonder, how is that going to impact like taxi fares and Uber and that sort of thing. Like, because they're gonna have to pick up. Like, they're not going to eat that. Like, so it's going to have to spill to the customers.
Well, I would think if you take an Uber in that time frame from 9 to 9, then you would have to pick that tax up. I would think.
Yeah.
Or they would just incorporate it in the price now.
Well, that's what I'm
Between
saying.
9 and 9, it would just go up on your Uber. Like,
the charge would be more to go into that area. I mean, but
so
again,
now a $35 ride will be, $55-$60 because they got to put a little something on it.
But again, when you talk about paying for convenience, is one of them things. It's like, if you, or you catch the train, which isn't that convenient or safe. It's cheaper.
It's not safe at all.
Or convenient.
Yeah,
so.
It's $3, but it's not safe at all. Like, you can get shoved on the fucking tracks or
rats run up on you.
Yeah, like all kinds of shit. It could be standing next to a naked person on the train. So I wouldn't take the train, but $35 to go and like you better go like once a week and
I was gonna
get
say
your
it
shit
would have
done
to
and
be
come out.
or something that's very pertinent.
But what if you used to go every day?
Well, now you
that changes your whole lifestyle.
Right. If you were going every day just for leisure, like maybe that's an area you like to shop in or something like that. Yeah, now you're going to have to think, is it worth it? Or do you walk? Like, what? I mean, depending on what the distance is. I mean, we like a nice walk in New York City. Do you walk? Do you ride a bike? Like, I don't know.
And apparently this is already in effect and it's got that whole area up there cleared out.
So it worked. Well, I guess it worked because they're going to make some money off of it. But I don't even think they care about making the money. They just care about clearing out the congestion.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad. It gets too fucking hectic. Like, remember when we was in Colombia? Mm-hmm. But it was like flowing hectic. Like everything was moving. They don't even have
lanes.
But everything was moving so quickly and so fast and with so many motorcycles. It was like, holy shit.
People on motorcycles with stilettos on and like...
And not scared. They were gunning bikes. Like this close to cars. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
That was a different experience.
Have you heard of the Brick Lady? I have not. Have you heard of the Brick Lady?
Is this the lady who had like a big thing on her head? Supposedly the guy tried to talk to her and he hit her with a brick. Okay.
Yeah, she said she was hit with a brick, but come to find out, she had got all this GoFundMe money, upwards of $42,000, and she never was hit with a brick. She lied and made the story up. She wasn't hit with a brick. They found some surveillance tapes from some stores outside where she was arguing with a man, and she punched the man in the face, and he retaliated and hit her with a water bottle.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
So she was hit, because I remember the whole story behind it was like,
there was
all those men that were...
a hematoma on the side of her head.
Men, but the thing was like all those men out there and nobody helped her.
Right.
But, so she was hit by a man in response to her hitting him, but not with a brick, with a water bottle. I mean, her face was still pretty bad.
Full water bottle, like not open either.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Because it was a big.
And he had to swing pretty hard.
What say you to people who, like something like that happened and you just want to run home to the internet and make up a GoFundMe and collect $42,000? Now, eventually you didn't get the money, obviously, because, they check all that shit out. Yeah. So you got caught. But, like...
I'm not surprised, and it's so sad that we are in this day and age where...
But the thought process of I was in a fight with a guy I'm messing with or whatever, and I got hit, I hit him, we had a fight, and my anger sends me to the computer to make up a story that some guy hit me with a brick.
But I don't even think
and
the GoFundMe was the initial ask. I think it was seeing the response that the video got. Then it was, how can I come up off of this? In this day and age, everybody got a scam about something. I would rather people just say, like, you see some posts that play around, like, oh, I created a GoFundMe, help me get my BBL. I would just rather people be honest and whoever will give to you, because it's so sad that it's hard to discern who's telling the truth. You can see a post, me and my kids having a hard time. I'm having a hard time taking care of me and my kids. I lost my job, this and other. And somebody could genuinely be in a bad situation, but people gonna turn their face up at it like, you expect somebody to pay your bills, or you not doing what you're supposed to, what other people supposed to help you. But you think to yourself, that person probably had to do so much soul searching to humble themselves to ask for help, and they really need it, and yet you got other people out here scamming, and in the end, nobody wants to help the people that really needs help because there's so many scammers. You don't know who or what to believe.
Right.
And with social media and the content creator lane, it is. I was looking at a post that was saying that content creators are kind of losing their pizzazz. Do you know how there are,
because there's so much bullshit content?
Well, no. Do you know how there are agencies in Hollywood for like actors and things like that, like to get you jobs, models? Well, a lot of these agencies, from what I read, has started creating like a division for content creators. So let's just say, you got Walter D's agency. We have our actor division, our model division. Oh, and now we have so we'll content get you jobs. Division, yeah. Well, they started cutting back because they realized a lot of people don't really need, like, the big name brands don't need people to push their product. People gonna do it anyway. People got a new pair of sneakers, they gonna talk about how they love them anyway. So that whole content creator world, as fast as it rose, I'm not going to even say fast.
That route.
It rose to a great height, and now it's crashing, which I think is a good thing. The effort that goes into content creation, it's not even fun anymore, like when you watch certain videos, because you see like the effort that people put into, and it's like, if you're not making money off of this, why are you doing all of this?
I mean, you have to make content, but I also think like it's too manufactured. Like you don't know what's real and what's not real. And if you're shooting like a day in a life or something real that happened and that's your content, okay, I can get into that. But if you're setting up a storyline and all that kind of shit, then those are the people I don't think deserve the millions of dollars to make content. Like, that's not fucking content for me. And there's a story going on that's out there now of a girl who moved from another state, I forget, like North Carolina to Houston with her 3 kids, because she thought that Houston, well, it's the biggest spot for influencers and things like that. So when I first heard this story, I instantly thought, that's a ploy. I didn't necessarily read into, damn, she went out there and became homeless and she was out there with her 3 kids at this homeless spot, a shelter that she was at and was, in need. I thought, like, this is what your mind thinks of as an influencer. This is your scam.
So that businesses can be like, oh, she did that, I'm gonna give her a shot,
or a GoFundMe or whatever, because they see like you in need, you in help, you got your kids. You put that up, and that's your content. So I didn't want to be like the devil's advocate, but it just, so much of this shit you see, it's like, damn, is that really real, or is that her ticket to say? Because who in their right mind with 3 kids would move from North Carolina to Houston, and you don't have 10 followers, but when I get there, I'm gonna be this big influencer.
And it's like, what kind of influence are you looking to be? Because when people do, and this ain't no promo, but I've seen people do hauls for Walmart, like, they'll buy a bunch of clothes and they'll try them on, and then they're making content. There's a Walmart in every hold down city across America. I've seen people do like the same kind of things from like Shein or Temu.
Fashion Nova, like everybody does that.
Right. So what are kind of, it makes me think, was she looking to be like one of these people, like a Keith Lee, where you're going to restaurants and maybe where you are, there weren't any restaurants, so you wanted to go to a more hotspot city? Because that whole notion of, oh, I gotta be in a hot city, people are content creators from Sweden and Australia, and the damn flower man that I like so much, I'm always posting him. I just feel that he's in Australia, like, and I see him posted everywhere. So that kind of thought,
she seemed to be like a less off, bigger woman, and it just seemed like, okay, what is your content? That's what made me think.
Right.
Like, what do you do? Because you look like you got these 3 kids. It looked like you had a rough paper route, but I'm looking like, is this some internet shit that I'm gonna do to get me some GoFundMe, or to get me, like you said,
a sympathy job?
Yeah, a sympathy job.
I mean, if it works, it works. But the thing with being a content creator is you just got to do it. Like, to say I'm moving from here to here to do this, as long as you have a camera or a phone or whatever, you can do it. Now, my problem with content creation a little bit is, like when you said a day in the life of, I think it's different if somebody has like a GoPro or their phone or whatever and they're recording themselves. But I seen this post where this guy like recorded himself like getting up and, you know, doing his morning facial routine, and then he went out the house. I think he was like he was cleaning his house and shopping, I guess, showing like, oh, what a good single man does. But the comments was like, so he set up his tripod and all these places. Like in the supermarket, you could see like him on that side of this in the aisle, like shopping for spaghetti sauce or something. But that means you had to set your camera up across the aisle to record you do it. So that's where it becomes inauthentic to me. Mm-hmm. If it's just you and the camera and you doing whatever, fine. It was another guy who he was going to a football game. And he showed himself, and he kind of poked fun of himself because he showed the bloopers where, you know, he kind of showed himself walking across the parking lot, like from his car into the stadium. But he like turned around and like checked, make sure it was the right angle. Somebody walked past the camera. But it's like, you're not even get out your car and walk into the stadium.
You don't like that kind of day in our life at all. Because again, that's orchestrated. Yes. You got you walking around with a tripod. Yeah, with a tripod. You thinking about what shot to get. You looking and sound like this. I'm gonna do it over. Like that's. I'm gonna get in the car again and I'm do it again. Like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? I got out the car once already. I'm staying out. Yeah. That's crazy. So I like the shit where you just like, boom, here's where I'm at, or
this
I'm saying something. This is what happened. Yeah, this is what happened. Bam, 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 bam. It's got to be like a little raw and authentic. It can't be so polished. If it's polished, I don't want to see it. It's got to be a little bit raw.
Yeah, you want it to
So I'm talking like
real.
Crooked camera. You know, okay, maybe you ashy on your knuckles a little bit, whatever the case may be, but it ain't planned out where you can tell you took steps and made yourself a mini movie.
It's like being a first person narrator versus a second. Like, I don't want to see somebody walking across the parking lot, but you're by yourself because you're like, it's different. Just walk across the parking lot and have the camera on yourself. That's my opinion about how I feel about content creation. And then again, for those people that are doing that, you're doing all of that. Are you monetizing this? Maybe you are. But it's like, it's a lot to go into it. So to uproot your family, you're talking about kids. I don't know how old they are, but
young kids. I don't know how old they are, but they were young.
But like school age.
Yeah, young. I don't think the oldest was older than 7, 8.
Okay, so that's second, third grade. Uproot your kids who, not like, oh, mommy got this great job opportunity, or mommy just wants to move us to a safe neighborhood. Mommy wants to be on the internet and influence people to buy stuff, and she wants that to be her job, so that's why we're moving. I mean, I salute. I hope it works out for her. It's just strange. I always say this. I feel like the old people who didn't want to adjust to using the Mac machine because it was like, I want to go get my money from a teller. I don't want to go to this machine. I'm that old person where some of the things that go on in society today, it's just so strange to me that
get out my lawn.
The way that people think, it's just like, wow. I mean, again, if you're a creative or you got anything going on and you begin content creation, I ain't never a hater on anybody. I just hope that we still need doctors and lawyers and accountants and nurses and firefighters and police officers. So I just hope that the next generation, they still maintain some of those aspirations. Everybody can't be a content creator. No. Everybody can't be a podcast. Everybody can't be a rapper. Like, we everybody can't be a Fashion Nova spokesperson. Like, I do hope that, kids don't lose focus of some of those other professions in the world.
I saw a man, and I put it in my story, of he was having a tutorial and showing a bunch of kids how to change a tire.
I love that.
How to
brakes.
How to change brakes. And it was like, this is so dope, because they was like into it. They was like, yes, sir, no, sir. Like, they was really into it. They wasn't just standing there looking. But that's cool shit, because something you can do with your hands.
Yes.
Yeah, like, they can never take that away from you.
Now,
So.
for me, I'm going to call my husband. Like, teaching me how to change a tire is all well and good, but I'm going to call my husband on roadside assistance.
And I would want you to,
yeah.
but I would want you still to know how,
yeah.
just in case you in dire fucking need. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I got to get this tire on and get out of this place that I'm at. Which, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't be in a place you're not supposed to be. But just saying.
In my mind, I think I know.
It's almost saying, like, I don't need to, I know he my protection, so I don't need to know how to shoot a gun.
Right.
But, like, bullshit, you need to know how to shoot a gun.
In my mind, I know the steps to changing a tire. Of course, I've never done it.
A lot of people have trouble on where to place the jack.
I was going to say.
They don't know where the strong part is to lift the car up.
But isn't it like a little
it's a spot.
divot? Yeah, that lets you know.
And it says jack.
Yes. Yeah, you jack it up. You put it there, you jack it up, you unloosen all the nuts, you take it all. Yes. I mean, again, in my mind, I know the steps. I pray to never have to do it, but I would get it done if I had to.
I would too. There's a group of teachers that received a $1,250 bonus in their checks. And it was on January the 12th and on January the 17th, there was an email sent out saying this was an error. It was sent to 255 teachers, like $300-something thousand in an error. And they said, we will be taking the $1,250 in full out of your next paycheck.
In full?
Yes. And then they said about 60 minutes later, after they received some emails, another email went out saying, we will be taking this out in the next 3 months in a payment plan.
See, I was going to say if they stretched it out over the year, but I mean, either way.
So my question is, if something like that happened to you, I'm asking like don't know the fucking answer to this, but like you not taking no over money that you was like mistakenly given or anything like that.
Well, if they gave it to me and I just thought, oh, it's a bonus, oh, great. If I knew, like...
It was a bonus that was supposed to go out, and it was only given to the teachers that were in the, what did they call it? Teacher-stricken poverty area or whatever like that. So it's like a program that gave them teachers bonuses because they were in those areas. But the error was they went to all 255 teachers.
Yeah, I think I probably would have waited. I probably would have left it in the account.
And this was a week from the 12th to the 17th.
Yeah, I probably would have left it in my mind knowing like they probably going to come back for this. Yeah, because you don't want to be SOL if they did stick to their plan to say, oh, we taking it out the next check. They probably couldn't do that because for some teachers that might have been their whole damn check.
But what if like you in the teacher community, so okay, yo, they giving out bonuses, but it's only for these teachers. We ain't getting one because we don't work in there.
Right.
So you know of the bonus, and then all of a sudden you see it in your account.
That's why I'm saying I would have left it. I wouldn't have spent it. Now I don't know how you return it. But I wouldn't have spent it because in my mind I would have been thinking.
Do you contact anybody or you just leave it there?
I don't think I would have contacted anybody.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know if
I think I would. I don't like that you said you wouldn't. I don't
think I would have. I mean, because but again, I would have kind of thought to myself, I don't think we were supposed to get this. Now, if it got to the point where it was like, okay, we got our next paycheck and they still ain't said nothing, then maybe I would have been prompted to say, because I would have wanted to mitigate any instances of it being a surprise and them saying, surprise, surprise, we're coming back for our money.
Right.
So I don't think I would have contacted them right away, but before I spent the money, I think I would have been like, I got this extra money in my check. I just want to make sure that it was intended for me, because if I do spend it, then the only way you shut that, well, no, because they can just take it out of your check. I was saying shut that down from your direct deposit. But
I think I would say something. That kind of shit scares me. I'm sure there probably was a time in my life where I wouldn't have said anything. But that kind of shit scares me, and I so want to be on the right side of the law that I would contact somebody immediately. It's funny because I had this conversation with a friend of mine at work, and I said, "Damn, if it's three of us in here, let's just say me, Eddie, and Danny, and you find a white envelope on the ground with $400 in it. What would you do?" I asked Eddie this. What would you do? And he was like, I probably would just take it home and see if anybody said something. And for me, it kind of like pissed me off because it's like, bro, I said if me, you, and Danny are in here, so it's three of us, just us three, and you see a white envelope on the floor with $400 in it, why wouldn't you say, hey, did one of y'all drop this? Yeah. Why would you take it home to see if anybody said something? How about I don't notice that I lost it at work? I think I lost it in the parking lot, or I'm too embarrassed to say I lost some money. Like anything, why would you take it home? Like, I just think that that's weird when people hold on to something that you notice it's extra.
You know, when it comes to found money like that, if I'm in a space with other people, I'm going to ask, hey, did you drop something? Did you drop
So if you was in an office setting and you went to the bathroom, oh shit, I got to go to the bathroom. You went to the bathroom, and coming out the bathroom, there's an envelope, not a fucking soul around, and it's got $100 bills in there. No name, no nothing on it.
I'm taking it to security. Because that could have been somebody's mortgage, daycare money, car payment. They could have been paying for their mother at the nursing home. Like, I'm not taking anything that doesn't belong to me. Like, not. Now, if I take it to the security guard, they don't report. I remember one time I lost money in an office, and I asked the security guard, like, if anybody had turned it in. I want to say it might have been $20 or something, but it was like folded up. And somebody had, and they asked me and I knew it was like a 10 and 2, 5, whatever it wasn't a $20 bill. And it was like, okay, because I knew that what the denominations were that somebody had turned in. I'm definitely not taking no envelope with money in it that ain't mine. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So, again, you don't know whose it is. Now, if it's nobody around, I think it depends. I wouldn't like take it and spend it. So like, okay, like when you were in the office space when I came to see you, whatever. If it was like, babe, I walked into this building and it was this envelope, on the ground, nobody down there, I would give it to you to contact like the building administrator or something like that. But I'm not going to just pocket and be like, guess what I got? No, that's one thing I take.
That shit disrupts sleep at night.
And it really not does. Only that, sometimes those things are just a test of your character, and you'll get your blessings back from. You may not get anything back from it, to be honest, but you won't get bad karma. You might just end up what you already had, and it is what it is. But I'm not taking anything that doesn't belong to me. That just wouldn't sit right in my spirit.
It wouldn't sit right with me neither, and it made me kind of pissed off. Like, damn, why wouldn't you say? Because he was like, well, how do I know you lost money? And I said, you could say, hey, did anybody lose money? And then that person could say, hey, I lost $400.
And if the envelope has that,
like you
or
could
you
say,
might be like, oh yeah, I had a white envelope with some money.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he's talking about I would take it home and hold on to it, and if don't nobody say nothing, then I keep it.
But what's the time frame on that?
The same thing if like $1 million was deposited in your account, and you woke up one morning and look at your account and you said, damn, what the fuck? Like, do you wait a week to see if it's still there, or do you contact the bank and say, listen, I woke up this morning, there's $1 million in my account. Like, what's good? What's happening here?
Yeah, I'm contacting the bank. I'm not, because again, please believe they're not going to allow you to spend that money and never want it back.
Hell no.
So they're going to call you.
And if you spend too much and can't pay it back, you're going to go to jail.
Or not
they're
only
going to want
that,
your time for that shit.
Not only that, no, every direct deposit you get in the future is coming. It's going right to them. Like, come on. You can't. Just taking something that's not yours, it's just not worth the potential repercussions. Whether it's actual, spiritual, emotional, it's just not worth it. And some people might be in a real hard situation. And I can imagine you find an envelope with some money or something in it, and you like, damn, this could solve. I don't have a rent. And this right here is my rent plus some, or this right here is half my rent, whatever the situation is. But
I imagine the fucking the stomach pain you feel if you lost $1,000. Like, whatever it's for, whoever it is, like that hurts.
Yeah. Like
that hurts like crazy. So I definitely wouldn't be keeping no shit like that.
No.
This is a question. And then this is like it's biblical to it a little bit. So, do you think that every man cheats in his life?
Not every. I don't think anything should be spoken in totality like that.
I'm speaking from not. Try not to take. Try to not to like your experience. You dealt with men. You dealt with boys growing up. But I'm just saying. Do you think in his whole lifetime? Do you think he cheated on a girlfriend? As time went on, once in his life.
Right. I don't mean in every relationship.
I've cheated before, so it's like that takes me off the board.
Right. I that's how I interpreted it. But I don't think every man. I think I would, and maybe this is just the optimist in me wanting to, see through rose-colored lenses, that there's some men out here who can say and hold their hat to the fact of like, nah, I've never cheated. So I don't want to say, I don't think every, you got some old men out here that's been with their wives since they were 12 years old.
I think those men are 69. Dead in their 50s, babe.
I think there's some still out here.
We're in a different generation. We're not 12 talking about our grandparents who've been together that long since they was 12 and 13. Babe. Who we know been together since
I didn't say we know them. I'm just saying, unfortunately, we don't have our grandpops anymore. No. I'm sorry, I do have my grandfather. My grandmother is still alive, but there are some 80-year-old couples that can say they probably been together since they were 16, and Pop might be like, I ain't never looked at another woman other than her.
Pop could have cheated on his girlfriend when he was 12.
Very likely.
That would take him off the board.
I'm just saying, I don't think... I would not say every. I would just like to think that not every. A lot. I think the number is slim.
Me being a man, I would like to think not every either.
Yeah, I think the number is slim.
Yeah.
Like that little drop of juice at the bottom of the orange juice. But I think it does, I would like to think that there are some men out there who can say, nope, ain't never looked at another.
Damn. I mean, that's a good thing, but I'm just thinking like, damn, you ain't cheat on your girlfriend when you was 8. You was faithful to her. And you was faithful to your 15-year-old, to your girlfriend when you was 15. And you was faithful, like, good. That's great, but it's like, damn.
I think some people...
How they say men are wired, you would just think, no, I've been with my wife for 23 years and never cheated on her. But I've cheated on other girlfriends in my life, which takes me off the board.
But you think to yourself, right? Think about if we had a son. And he see the way that you love me. Now, he don't know about what you did when you was... I mean, you might share some details about when he was a teenager. But he see the way you love me, the way you respect me. So that's going to teach him how to love and respect other women. Does that mean he absolutely isn't? But, when he 12... If he might be 12 years old, get his first little crush, he may never do anything to want to hurt her feelings. She may break up with him. He a little heartbroken a little bit. Get his next little girlfriend at 14. He may never do, you know what I mean? So I think it can be that way based on the example that men or boys have from the other men in their lives. Mm-hmm. If he saw how you treated me, he would probably want to treat every woman that he encounters in that way.
This is how it's done.
Yeah.
This is how it's done.
Like being a womanizer would be like foreign to him.
Right.
So, womanizer, that sounds so old.
It does. You dated yourself. Like she on the backside of 40. 3 grams. Gram. Let's see where we go. What is your favorite non-sexual intimacy? We've asked each other this off camera, but...
Yeah, I think just a nice conversation, laughs, like enjoy. Like I think about times when we sit outside in a nice weather and just have good conversation, uninterrupted about whatever, share some laughs. Like those are the moments where it's like you feel yourself like falling a little deeper, and it's like he ain't even touch me, and I'm like melty. And you may not even you're not even thinking about it in that way at the moment, because again, you're not thinking sexually. But then that night you lay down and go to sleep, or that next morning you be like, it's just a good moment shared. Mm-hmm. And then it's also been like those nights that we lay in bed and kind of talk a little bit, and we laugh uncontrollably. And it's like...
We've had thousands, probably tens of thousands of laughs. none like Ambler
Yes.
in that bed, laying in that room.
Yo, this
We
was like
laughed
2002.
for like 3-4 hours. We could not stop. You talking about having the shiver virus? We had the laugh virus.
Yes.
Like it wouldn't go away. We couldn't look at each other.
Every time we thought about
It would
laughing,
calm down, and
we
it
would
would
laugh.
Oh my God! It was so much laughing.
Yeah.
Our stomachs and ribs hurt the next day.
Yes, I think that's I think that's my favorite. Just enjoying like a peaceful space of just us, good conversation, you know, some laughs. Even if we don't laugh, it's just good conversation. Like that's, I think, my favorite. What about yours?
It is a good. I mean, I do love when we talk and have conversation, even if it's about the fucking ashtray. Like the fact that we're in depth about the ashtray and talking about it and giving our opinion. That like it's a good thing. Mine would be hugs. I love when we hug and when you look at me. I like the way you look at me. Okay. Yeah. I really like the way you look at me. So yeah, those would be mine too. Go.
I can't say.
I'll let you know. What you thinking?
So what? I can't. Most memorable.
Most memorable concert and why?
Oh wow, we've been to some great shows. I mean, of course, I think about all the Beyonce and Jay-Z shows that we've been to. You mean just me or us?
Just memorable concert that you've ever attended. I'm sure you've been to a concert or two before me.
I don't really remember those. I don't really remember much of. I'll say I went to. You know what? This is. I don't know what's most memorable. Because we've had a lot of great experiences, but I think Jay-Z and a few occasions stick out in my head. When I was 19, I went to see Jay-Z. 18 or 19, 18 or 19 at the Electric Factory. If you're from Philly, then you know the Electric Factory. Imagine Jay-Z at the Electric Factory, like small stage, people standing up. And he touched one of my... I had micros, so that's really dating myself. And he was like rapping. First of all, I only went because my friend had an extra ticket because her friend backed out. You had to be 21 and over, and I had a fake ID. And then I left. My friend, you know, she was with some other people. I finagled my way up to the front. And as he was like rapping, he like, you know, like touched my brain.
Don't touch my motherfucking dread.
So that was just, and not even just thinking back on like the status that he has risen to now, and to just think like he was performing at the Electric Factory, which is crazy. But also we had an amazing, two amazing Jay-Z concerts. One time when he had us waiting forever.
Yeah, on fucking Wednesday.
Yes, and I remember
to start at 7. Motherfucker came out at 9:45.
And I remember seeing my boo Jay and Tia there.
Motherfucker didn't get off stage till 12:30.
But it was awesome.
He did
like
44 songs.
And it was like amazing.
By himself.
Yeah. And then
changed clothes 4 times.
Yeah. And then the last time we see him, we had those amazing seats. I always say amazing. That's my favorite descriptive word. But those awesome seats, and again, show was out of this world. He did have an opener for that show, Vic Mensa.
That was in a round too.
Yeah. And it was good. It was good. So I think those are like my top. Well, you said one, but those are like my top 3 experiences.
I got 2. Mine was when I was younger. My aunt Donna had got us tickets because she used to work for Spectre Guard, and she got us tickets to go see Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And who else was there? I forget. I know I remember them being there.
Mm-hmm.
And
DJ Jeff,
yeah, the place filled up with smoke from the stage, and my lips got so big because I was like licking them because they got so dry. By the time I came out of that place, like I had like giant lips that lasted for like 4 or 5 days. So that I remember and will never forget. And the last Beyonce, the tour that we went to,
Okay.
The last one. What was it called?
That was Lemonade?
No.
Miss Carter?
No, the last one.
Renaissance?
The silver stuff.
Oh, Renaissance.
Renaissance, yeah. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been anywhere and seen anything like
that.
As far as the
I
way
think they
people
shocked you.
And the LGBTQA community, never seen anything like that. Never been that close to anything like that. I was cool. We, saw a great show. Everything was great, but never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is only like TV. And to see it in person was like, wow.
Yeah. I remember also I went to see
my mind was really blown, like, wow.
I went to see it was the Puff Daddy concert, like a Bad Boy, but this was in like 1994, 5-ish, I'm thinking, somewhere around that time. My cousin Tanya and Shelly took me. Now, they're my mom's first cousins. So I was like the young niece or whatever of the crew. And they took me. Now, you know how now, like, the fly chicks or whatever, they, go to shows and stuff. So, my cousins, one of my cousins, she had on like a long mink coat. They was doing their thing with the grown-ups. So I really was like at this concert by myself. Like I'm grown. I mean, I was 15 or so, 14, 15. So grown-ups all around. And it was a good experience, but I wish I would have realized how like monumental, again, you don't know how those people are going to blow up. I wish I realized how monumental it was at that moment. Like, wow, I'm getting to see like, despite his other activities that we found out later on in life, but like I'm getting to see like the whole Bad Boy crew. And I remember wanting to find like a grown-up like fancy outfit. I wore like these dress pants and a shirt, like, but my mom was like helping me find the outfit because I felt like, oh, I'm going, like, I didn't know how grown-ups dress when they went out. So I remember having on like, looking back at it, it might have been like business attire.
A zoot suit?
No, it wasn't a suit. It was like a rayon shirt or something, if I remember correctly. It was like gold lame or something.
Oh my God.
And these like tan pants, and I had these brown shoe boots, but I felt like I was doing it. Like, yeah, I felt like I was doing it. Like I was dressed up. I didn't want to go looking like a 13, 14-year-old. Like I wanted to look like a grown up like everybody else. But I was kind of at the show. All right, and last one, and my same cousins, they were taking me to see R. Kelly. Another person we found out, R. Kelly, Salt and Pepper. This was at the Man Music Center. And, when people used to sell, like, shirts downtown on the corner and stuff, my mom had got me this T-shirt. And my dad had a rule when we was growing up. We weren't allowed to wear tights unless they covered our butt. So we wore tights, like, our shirts would come damn near to our knees. So she bought me this big T-shirt. My hair was all cute. And on the front, it said, "I don't see nothing wrong." And on the back, it said, "With a little bump and grind." I was 12. Why she would buy me that, I don't know. I didn't even think about the sexual content of it. I just knew, like, okay, that was his song. And my dad was like, "You're not wearing that." I don't even remember what I wore. I had to change my clothes and I was upset. I don't remember what I wore, but I remember going, like, to the show and I was all sad.
Last gram. Where we going? Go.
No, because I can't see, babe.
What's the craziest thing you done for love?
The craziest thing I've done for love is to build an amazing life with my soulmate, who was a fugitive for 20 years. And then I married him.
I would think that qualifies.
I would think so.
I would think that qualifies.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done? Chase somebody in church shoes?
I would think chase you down the street in church shoes. Yeah, I would think chase you down, snatch off your sheer shirt.
So you gotta kind of like tell, like he was, first of all, I was in a car. And he thought I was somewhere that I ain't belong. So he was like, "Follow me." I was on my way home. He followed me. So I went around the block And he still was following me. So now as I'm coming back up.
Why you playing with me though? Why you gonna go around the block? Why you playing with me?
As I'm going
No,
back
for
up
real.
the
Why
block,
you playing with me?
he pull up behind me, but it's like cars, and I think it's a red
Fuck is
light.
you going around the
So
block
he get
for?
out his truck and run up to my car and knocking on the window, and he got on. She like, you better go home. You better go home.
This is funny.
And I was looking like
I'm expressing my love, and this is funny.
What it was crazy. You said the craziest thing, so you admit it was crazy. You was out there acting a fool.
I was. That's cool. What if I'd have slipped and hit my head because I had shoes on?
Oh my God!
And you went around the block. Well, are you playing with me going around the block though? Like you know, stop.
I
pull
had
over.
to calm down. I wasn't ready to come in the house yet because you was.
You had to calm down. Where was you hyper?
You was.
You look pretty fucking confident.
You was getting on my nerves. You was hyping me up.
Let's do a rap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 159 coming to a close. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
Facebook, act2thepodcast.com, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Pod Chaser, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Type us in, we'll pop up. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.
Whoop whoop.